This is the Concourse Club, the best warm-up for your weekend of football. My name's Fraser. Joining me today are non-league football writer Jimmy
Hello.
and the man who we call the postman because he always delivers and because he's a postman. It's Fez, everyone.
Hello.
I think it's the fact that
Yeah,
he's only a postman, allegedly.
He's an alleged postman, is that? I thought he was a postman.
Allegedly.
No, I'm waiting for an email still.
He's been waiting for this email for about a month.
I won't lie. I'm not really doing that.
Me...
As far as this podcast is concerned, you are a postman. We have a jam-packed show for you today, kicking off with Acca Chatter, our 5-team accumulator selections for the weekend ahead, followed by Fantasy Fives, in which we pick an all-star Premier League five-side team to tackle a given real-world situation, which Fed's been in today. And finally, any other business in which we'll raise whatever in a bid to stretch us out a bit. Good week, boys?
Yeah, cracking, mate. Loved it. Except getting battered 3-1 by Gillingham, and then Rangers losing 1-0 to Killy, and then only scraping past the vet in the first leg. But other than that, yeah, my week's been brilliant.
Oh no, I think we all sort of agreed we wouldn't talk about Tuesday.
No.
As far as I'm concerned, Wednesday is open forum.
At least Alex McCarthy's probably off.
Thank God.
That's
get rid of him.
It's a very good point. It looks like it's going to be a huge cull at St Mary's, and
Don't you love when your club does all its transfer business after the season starts? Oh, there's nothing better just to get the manager bed in and then completely blow up his squad.
Right, so we're going to start off as we always do with Acca Chatter, in which we've got to pick 5-team accumulators for the week ahead. Last week, just remind everyone how we all done last week.
So I won £8.98 last week.
I had a stinker. I think I got 2 right. I think I publicly ousted Gillingham, who won not only against Stockport on Saturday, but then battered Saints, my own team. That was fun. What else did I claim? Oh, I claimed St Johnson lose by 6 as well. That wasn't brilliant. Fez, how'd you get on?
I got 3 out of 5. Rangers lost to Kilmarnock, and Arsenal beat City.
Well, Arsenal drew City, didn't they? That was the.
Well, come on.
Yeah, in the 90 they did, which is what would go to
yeah. In 90, where we say 112 nowadays.
We'll get into the state of stoppage time later on, I reckon. But Jimmy, we'd like to start us off with your hastily applied accumulator.
Hastily, but brilliantly applied.
Oh, brilliant.
Right, I'm back in Millwall against Bristol City because I can't remember who they played, but I remember on Saturday seeing their result come through and thinking, Millwall's done all right. Backed Derby to beat Burton because just Derby are the biggest team in that league. Gillingham to beat Accrington Stanley, although I regret that now because I feel like after a major win like they've got, they're bound to just take a step back. So I probably should have backed Accrington. But anyway, it's done now. I've also gone against my number one golden rule, which is never back your own team. So Rangers are allegedly beating Livingston, but they're playing on a plastic pitch. So they'll probably lose 1-0.
They're at home.
Oh, yeah. So that's all right. They'll win 3-0. And then Dundee are playing Dunfermline, and I've backed Dundee to win.
Right. I've got a feeling Gillian might be like the team with a podcast here. I reckon. It's going to be like, if we're going to get to like week 5, and
we're just going to keep picking fucking Gillingham, and everyone's just Gillingham win.
And they keep letting us down week in, week out.
Gillingham
just doing the opposite to whatever we've said.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, it's gonna be absolute stink. Oh, they could be like every podcast's got a bogey team, or every channel's got a bogey team. I think we're starting to find ours.
Yeah, right. My potential returns on that are £14.38.
Right. All right. I'll do mine next. Usually in these sort of predictions, you expect a bit of analysis and whatnot. I've not gone down that route. What I've essentially done is just picked my favourite teams. So I've got Bath to beat Maidstone, a game which I'm actually out on Saturday, which should be good fun. First home game of the season for Bath. I've got Eastleigh beating Wealdstone. I've got Southampton beating Norwich, which I'm regretting. Yeah, I'm regretting it. The more I put it on, I broke the golden rule and all of that. I've got Swindon beating Crewe, and then I've got the Lionesses beating Columbia as well.
I thought you were putting teams you follow.
I do follow them.
All right. I reckon only 2 of those are going to come in.
Yeah, I reckon England women and
Swindon is the one I
Swindon.
reckon will, yeah. I reckon
reckon?
those 2 as well. Yeah.
Swindon's my riskiest one.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
bloody-
didn't
Who
play
are they
last
playing?
week.
Court Vale?
Crewe.
Crew. I don't know.
Yeah, Crewe.
Who gives a shit?
Crewe was half decent last week. Oh, well, Crewe was half decent last season, weren't they? So
Yeah, I reckon Maidstone are meant to be half decent, aren't they?
I've not heard that. Oh, they were.
Are they
They were
not?
in the National League a couple years ago, weren't they? So maybe
They
they're
are
half
the
decent.
third best Magpies in the south, though.
Third best.
Third best.
So what's that? Wimborne, Dorchester,
Wimborne,
and
Dorchester, and then them.
I reckon there's a better Magpies. I reckn we search far and wide, we'll find a better Magpies.
In the south, I
In
did
the
say in the
south.
south.
In the south. I reckon there's a Magpies that we've missed out on. If you're listening and you support a Magpies in the south, which we've not mentioned, give us a bell. Fez, your picks for the week.
Oh, Fraser, what was
Yeah,
the
what
odds
was
on
yours?
that?
Apologies. 15.47 to 1.
Nice.
Okay, around the same as mine.
Go on, Fez. You do yours, mate.
My 5. I've gone with City to basically win against Burnley.
To basically win.
Yeah. Essentially, effectively.
Well, I was going to give it a bit of depth, but I just said no. Sod that. City to beat Burnley, Celtic to beat Aberdeen, Leicester to beat Huddersfield. This is my off one. I think Tottenham might struggle against Brentford, but I've got Tottenham to win, and I think Bayern Munich will beat RB Leipzig.
I think you're only getting 3 of those.
What, you don't rate Leipzig? We don't rate Spurs? Is that what I'm getting at, or?
I think Aberdeen are going to hold Celtic.
No.
I don't know.
Really?
I think Celtic did look a bit poor at the weekend, like defensively, because
Yeah.
they only won, but they won 4-2, didn't they?
They're quaking because they've seen Todd Cantwell was in the starting lineup midweek and they are shitting themselves. When that boy gets on the pitch, it's game over.
Yeah, Aberdeen didn't score against Livingston, though.
Yeah, but you can't play on plastic pitches, mate.
I know,
Games on plastic pitches don't count. That's a rule to live by.
Even then, though, to not score against Livingston, who I think people have picked to get relegated this year.
Nope, as James McFadden said on the Sky pre-game show. Oh no, it wasn't him. It was Chris Sutton. Yeah, bloody bastard. In famous optimistic terms, he said, "I've never seen a good game on plastic pitch." But then, yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. Can you save me? Because I'm really waffling. I'm boiling hot. I'm struggling. Can you just someone speak? I've had one too many to drink, and I'm not. It's not going well.
No, I'm happy to let you keep going, mate. I'm happy to watch you flop.
I was quite enjoying the waffle.
I started a point and I have no idea where I'm going with it.
It's brilliant because you were going quite coherently, just on about plastic pitches not being very good. You finished the quote and panicked. And it wasn't like a slight panic. It was like quick get into therapy panic.
I'm actually sweating. I don't know what's happened to me. I'm crumbling. I'm panicking.
Yeah, mate, you all sorted now. You've done your Chris Sutton rant. You've done your plastic pitch rant. You're all right.
Yeah. I think some of that might be usable.
I think it's all usable, mate. I'm keeping it all in.
We can't leave it. I can't leave it all in.
You absolutely folded.
For anyone who gives a toss, my odds are at 11.28 to 1.
Oh, so yours is the most likely to come in then?
Apparently so.
No one gives a fuck, though.
To be believed.
No one gives a fuck, though, mate. Everyone see Jimmy trying to explain more stuff and blame a hot room for it.
It's
in the
boiling.
middle of summer.
It's boiling. I might just put a fan on, but then all you'll hear is.
All we hear is now it's hot air, mate. Won't worry about it.
What's the next segment, please?
Right, let's fucking end. That was a car crash right there. Cheers, Jim. Last week we got it nailed. We had it from professional, and this week we've come in. Jim's panicked. Right, so that was Acca chatter.
You're going to want to say that again because it wobbled.
Just like you, mate. So that was Acca chatter. So we're going to move on now to Fancy Fives. Fancy Fives, of course, the game in which we pick an all-star Premier League five-side team to tackle a given real-world hypothetical situation. Last week we discussed which Premier League footballers would be best at running a radio station. And this week we've given Fez the task of coming up with the scenario. So take it away, Fez.
Right. So the scenario: a new place has opened in London, next door to the Ritz. It's a 5-star restaurant. You have to assemble a crack team of 2 chefs, 2 waiters, and a sommelier using only English.
A what?
A sommelier.
What's this schmelier?
Just the wine mush.
The what?
Just the wine,
Does
mate.
Is
The
that the
wine? Oh, okay.
Anyway,
Wine bloke.
they're using
Okay.
only English players who have played in the Premier League, current or former. You've got a 5-star restaurant. Run me a list.
Right, give me a sec.
So what? All right, I might be able to get one off right off the bat, mate. So sommelier, what's that mean? Has to be English, by the way. Is that what you're saying? Has to be
Yeah,
English.
because I was going straight for French blokes, but
No, English person. So what you're looking for sommelier is the poshest bloke to ever play Premier League football,
Yes.
who, as we all know, is Patrick Bamford.
that's
Ooh.
not a bad shout.
Wasn't he the first? Well, not the first, but actually no. If you want to go really old school, who was mate you found the FA? Get him involved.
What, the bloke from Eton?
Yeah, didn't WG Grace? There we go. We got sorted. Didn't WG Grace play football? So there we go. So
Was it not Premier League? So this is 1992 onwards.
oh, was it? Oh, sorry. I thought it was just English players. I was
No.
going to name the entirety of the 1975 Old Etonians FA Cup winner squad. 1875, sorry. Yeah, Patrick Bamford sommelier, I reckon is an obvious shout.
Right, I'm going for a different shout, not quite as obvious. So my first thought for that same role of wine bloke was he needs to be French. Obviously, you then said England international. I did do a quick Google for Anglo-French footballers, couldn't find anything. So my only shout is the most French-sounding name, which is Graham Lasso.
That's a not terrible shout, actually. Well, as he is now when he was a player.
Don't really care, mate. He sounds French, doesn't he?
On that logic, you should have gone with Matt Letiz, no?
Well, they both came over from the Channel Islands at the same time, didn't they? Lasso failed his trial at Southampton, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I got a sommelier, I want to find out what the wine's like, not that the media's corrupted.
Yeah, but mate, I don't.
Or being told Ukrainian war's not real. Like, if I was a sommelier,
Oh, is he one of them?
Matt Tiz, yeah.
Oh, not Letiz, no, Lasso.
Nah, Lasso's alright. He's
Okay.
no, Tiz is a knobhead, yeah.
No, have you seen Ricky Lambert's even worse than Letiz? Have you seen some of his stuff?
What's he been saying?
Just about manifestation, and I don't know, that like you can talk to water and make it cleaner or something, like really weird
Talk
shit.
to water. So he's the King Canute of the Premier League.
Yeah, he's a real odd bloke.
Just realised none of you could get that reference, are you?
No.
Nah, fair enough. Right, waiters is interesting. I think what you're looking for waiters is, I'm not sure. Actually, do you go for efficiency or just pure politeness?
Well, that is the game.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking. I might be pushing this bit with the years slightly. If you're going for pure politeness as a waiter, you get the bloke who's never got a yellow card in his life. You get Gary
Go on.
Lineker.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout.
Gary
at
Lineker, I
all.
reckon, would be a good waiter. And also, he's got plenty of dits, hasn't he? Plenty of stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon he'd do alright as a waiter.
Safe bet, that. I like that.
No, that's alright, actually, isn't it?
Right, I've got 2 roles. I've got both my chefs.
Oh, here
Oh,
we go.
God.
Right, you're going to like this one. So my first thought was a chef. You're going to want it to be a man who has sampled the finest goods, the finest cuisine the world has to offer. Now, this man has sampled Burger King in Southampton post-match. Who better than big fat Luke Shaw?
Right, there's my issue with that. So, we know the bloke. Not the bloke. We know the woman who cooked for Luke Shaw for years, and we know from his old house sitter that he's never cooked in his life.
Yeah, but he's been to Burger King in Southampton.
Yeah, but Fez can back me up, having gone to the house where he used to live for a good 3-4 years of my life. Like, how
All
many
Luke
stories have
Shaw
we heard?
did
He's
was
just,
eat fucking yogurts and let Fiona cook for him.
yeah, exactly. So this I did actually be picking apart in a quite an amusing way, but in a weird way, like we know for strand that just he's a shit cook.
Right. I think you might even have more problems with my next choice. So my next thought was, what's an actual kitchen like in real life? And then I thought, chefs, famous substance abusers.
There's no way. That's quality.
So assisting Luke Shaw in the kitchen. It's Paul Gascoigne.
Brilliant. And do you know what? And that is how you play Fantasy 5. That's golden, Jim.
That's getting a special point.
A special point.
I like that.
Right, so that's 3 of my 5.
Right. Okay. Similarly on chef stereotypes, what are chefs known for? Shouting a lot.
Joey Barton.
Oh no! I've just realised an issue.
Oh no.
Roy Keane's Irish.
Oh.
Oh, I'm fuming about that. I'm fuming about that. Okay. Oh, I'm stuck. Chefs, man. I'm stuck here for chefs. I'll go for another waiter.
Go on.
Go for another waiter. James Will Prowse as a waiter.
Oh, that is vanilla as anything.
That's the idea. He's not going to take away from the meal.
And he's got great delivery.
That's even better. Why didn't I come up with that?
Why did you not lead with that line?
He's
If you
gonna-
led with that line.
He is literally going to serve it on a plate.
Serve it on a silver platter.
Oh, that's golden, mate. I should have come up with that. That's brilliant, Fez.
Right,
Oh.
I've got my next waiter.
Go on.
Or my first waiter, rather. So I was thinking, what do you want in a waiter? You want it to be a seedy bloke who you think might nick your missus.
What? Where'd you eat?
Hive kebab.
Very similar vibe, this man.
Oh Christ.
Ashley Cole.
How's that similar vibe to Hive Kebab?
I can imagine him behind the counter.
Well, yelling
In
at me.
fact, we know one of the delivery drivers there who was went to our school, and his first name was Ashley. Synergy.
Oh Christ.
I'm really struggling for chefs here. Really, really struggling. All right, back in the what you want from a chef is typically a lot of them have like regional accents. So I'm going to combine chefs with regional accents with shouty chefs. Got Connor Cody. Now Connor won't be doing any cooking. He'll just be shouting at people to cook.
Jesus.
That's my thinking here. That's the barrel I'm scraping with this one. I thought I was quite good at creative thinking, evidently not.
Right, I've got my final waiter.
Yeah.
So you boys are probably thinking, Jimmy, this front of house staff seems like absolute chaos, and the back of house staff's not much better. So what I really need is a leader of men. Stevie G.
As a waiter.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, we got chicken.
Insert set piece pun from James Ward Prowse.
Yeah, but he's got to read the menu.
Yeah, but what's on the menu? Yeah, got some salmon, got some fried chicken. You know, what more do you want to know? You know,
Mate-
got some burgers. Do you want to have medium rare or rare?
Just think of just how brilliant it was hearing him speak Saudi. I just think Stephen Gerrard speaking foreign languages is just the best thing.
But he's not
we-
speaking foreign languages. He's being a waiter next to the Ritz.
Yeah, my menu is very foreign.
Is it? So just for clarity, you've got Paul Gascoigne and Luke Shaw cooking foreign food. one bloke who knows firsthand can't cook, and another bloke who's too drunk to cook.
I see no issues here. I think we're going to be serving up the finest cuisine.
That's brilliant.
Right, that's my 5.
Okay, my final one. Obviously, we've got to think about what we're cooking. My vibe to be Turkish. In order to be a Turkish chef, you've got no way around a spit roast. And who better than Wayne Rooney to do that?
Oh, I thought you were going Kyle Walker.
Either one, interchangeable. Trent was also up there.
But I'll take it. I appreciate it. I like it.
Yeah, I thought I'd get more reaction, to be honest.
It just wasn't the player I had in my mind.
That was quite a good one, though.
That was very good, mate. That was very good. I like that. Big fan of that.
Right. Do you want to hear my 5?
I'd love to your 5, mate.
Right, so I'm going to go from waiter, sommelier, chef.
Yeah, 2-1-2 lineup, yeah.
I too have gone with 2 Jameses, actually. I've gone with James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah.
And James Milner.
Why?
That is Monday.
So because he delivers. He delivers. What more do you want from him?
He doesn't deliver, though.
He does.
He mundanely will wander around the restaurant, do little short deliveries.
You know what this is, don't you, Phrase? This is Fez getting jealous of mine and yours, James Milner pick being appreciated last week and just trying to find a spot for him in his picks.
Why is I'm surprised. James Milner. Why is he? I just don't understand it, mate. It's not like he's. I really cannot fathom James Milner being your waiter. You've got all English players since 1992, and you've got James Milner as your waiter.
Yeah, because what's he going to bring you? He's going to bring you first class service.
It reeks of lack of imagination, mate.
He's going to bring you fish and chips, and you'll be disappointed when it comes.
Can I just say, I can't believe this has got more blowback than my Ashley Cole and Stevie G double.
Yeah, that was terrible. That was really, really bad. And I was too busy thinking of my chefs. But both your waiters are fucking awful. It's like you're not even trying.
Right. Anyway, right, my sommelier. I've gone with someone who was magnificent, superb, majestic on the field, glided across just like wine does into a glass. Frank Lampard.
He was almost my waiter when I was asked looking for leader of men.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll take it. He was also privately educated. He speaks fluent Latin, I believe, or he's got an A-star in Latin. Not a bad choice.
Big difference. Huge difference. GCSE Latin and fluent in it.
I don't think so. I've got a C in French. I'm basically fluent.
My two chefs are as follows. I've gone for a little bit of just some vibes in the kitchen, really. I'm going with Raheem Sterling. And then the other one, as we all know, played for QPR and Bournemouth. He is now known as the football foodie because he is a chef. His name is Mark Pugh.
That's a great shout. What? That's a brilliant shout.
I just don't know if Mark Pugh and Raheem Sterling are going to have much in common.
They don't, but you just leave Raheem to do the Jamaican side of cooking. You just leave Mark Pugh to do the Italian.
What sort of restaurant is this?
So I've gone Turkish because of the shit spit roast joke I make, and you've gone for an Italian Jamaican fusion.
Yeah.
Two cuisines that famously marry each other.
They do. Anyway, so I've made a joint of your two
jerk meatballs, yeah.
Of your two restaurants, I've made a joint. I've gone with Gerard and Prowsey as the waiters.
Why Gerard? I don't get this. I don't get what if you got a Michelin star restaurant, which you called 5-star, and 5 stars not in restaurants. There we go. Like, why have you got Gerard running a Michelin star restaurant as a waiter?
He's not running it. He's just working there. He's that supervisor that doesn't fit the vibe, but he just knows the job like the back of his hand.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm not going to fight that one. I'm sure there's been another one I've got to fight.
And I think with the two chefs, just for the description, I've gone with Connor Cody, but I've also gone for Paul Gascoigne.
Gazza's got to be in there.
Gazza's in there. Gazza's definitely in there, isn't he?
So it all comes down to the schmelier.
Do you go with Graham Lasso or Patrick Bamford?
I have gone with Patrick Bamford.
Excellent.
Oh.
So Fraser takes it 3-2.
Which is fair enough, because your reasoning for him being sommelier was just his name sounded French.
Yeah, that's
because famously, if you all French little boys called Graham, aren't they?
All right, love, I'm Graham. I'll be doing your wine this evening.
Was he Aussie? Is he?
The worst Aussie accent I've ever heard.
That's the
generic. Yeah, I thought it was more
quintessential. That's the quintessential Jersey accent. What are you on about?
Who won last week?
You did Jim because Fez picked someone stupid. I can't. Fez picked Zinchenko to be the Radio 1 foreign correspondent. That's why he lost. He had Van Dijk in the weather as well. Yeah. Oh, by the way, the clip of Jack Grealish doing the weather is on our YouTube now. Check it out
Oh no, I
at the
saw
Concourse
that.
Club.
On it.
Right. That was far better than what I expected, and that is Fancy Fives wrapped up this week. We're now going to move on to any other business. This is the part of the show when we just bring up any old shite we want to talk about because we recognise that we got to stretch us to an hour.
We don't have
Okay.
to.
Well, try and get close to us. Currently sat at about 25 minutes.
I think 45 to 50 minutes is actually the sweet spot personally. But
I just think, well, I'm not maybe I'm living as a bit of like a TikTok YouTube short as well, but you got to get enough content in with clips wise. So that's what
yeah,
all podcasts are at the moment. It's just a selection of clips, aren't they?
but I'm
Yeah.
thinking, if you find our podcast on Spotify and you see it's an hour and 10 minutes, are you going to click on it? Probably not. If you see it's 35 minutes, you might think, I'll give it a listen.
Yeah, no, it's two sides of the same coin, and it sort of thing. But then you want to get enough content because if you're going to advertise your stuff, it's going to be little clips in it.
But equally, how many clips can we actually put out in a week? Because we're
like
pretty
5, yeah, that.
Yeah, exactly. So we don't actually need that much content.
No, and also, but that plays into our hands because we don't produce much content. It's
Exactly.
most just this.
It's just all coming up Millhouse, mate.
Everything's coming at Millhouse, Jim. Right. Any other business? Fez, you touched on something earlier.
Yeah.
So obviously, since the World Cup, there's been a crackdown on stoppage time in football.
Yeah.
I just want to get you boys' thoughts on that because, on one hand, yeah, we're now getting fans are getting action in the stadium. They're watching 90 minutes of football. It's fairer to the players. It's fairer to the well, is it fairer to the players? It's fairer to the fans. It's fairer to the TV companies as well. But
no. I think it's a really good idea. It worked in the World Cup, and obviously we had a few discrepancies and whatnot. Like, don't get me wrong. I think on Sunday the Community Shield, obviously they'd already played the added time, and then they went on and played another added minute, and they scored in that added minute. But on a whole, and the concept, I've been paying for a season ticket for the best part of, 14 years or something now at St Mary's, which has been quite depressing. So actually, to get more bang for your buck, as they say, this is actually quite a good thing for me because you're paying your money, you're paying your lots of money at the start of the season to watch football, and if you're only getting 50 minutes of action, it's a bit disappointing. Whereas if you're getting 60 or 70, you sort of feel like you've actually come away with something and actually watched the game and enjoyed it.
What do you make of it from the player's standpoint? Because obviously, like when there's
Who
extra
gives
times,
a fuck? We pay their wages. Bosh.
when there's right, so when there's extra times, we see a lot of cramp, we see a lot of injuries. Will these increased injuries take away from the viewing pleasure in the long run?
No, because I feel like players. I appreciate the players' perspective and how they've got to, look after themselves, care for themselves. How they play in such a cramped period, and they are playing a lot of football in a short amount of time. But I think you could also eradicate that by stop playing stupid international friendlies that you don't need to play.
Yeah, I'd agree with that actually.
Like, how many times does a season break up and you have international friendlies against, like for England, we play San Marino and some other Eastern European country, and it's like, well, what have we actually gained from this?
But on the other side of the coin, do those international breaks, in terms of injuries, not provide welcome rest for the players who don't go away with their countries?
Yeah, because they've been training and playing games behind closed doors.
What do we think of Moises Caicedo, chaps?
If he goes to the price that's been touted, that is going to be the worst piece of business of the window.
What, the 100 mil to Chelsea?
Yeah.
Yeah, terrible. I've said this. I think there's far more upside in any team who's looking to buy Romeo Lavia than there is Caicedo. I think Lavia will be by the time they retire, Lavia will be a far better footballer than Moises Caicedo.
But if you, I know obviously there's Premier League tax and whatnot, but if you look through the top 5 leagues of Europe, there are better players than Lavia. I think Brighton getting Dahuda or Duda, oh fuck knows, is an upgrade in Caicedo.
Or that's bold.
That's very bold.
Regular Borussia Dortmund player versus a Brighton player.
I don't think I can agree with you on that.
Do you reckon Caicedo's better? He's untested though, is what I'd say with that.
I hope he's better if he's going for 100 mil.
I generally don't. I think it's epitomised the Premier League that he goes for 100 mil, and yet the deal's been done on the continent. Well, how much did Bellingham go for in the end?
105.
100 exactly.
Yeah, when you put it like that, yeah, Bellingham's a far better footballer than Moises Caicedo could ever even hope to be.
Have you seen West Ham have put in for Goretzka?
I bet
30 million or something.
Yeah, and that's such a better move than Caicedo.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're getting like a proven Champions League player.
Yeah.
As opposed
it's just crazy that West Ham can attract players like that, to be honest.
I hate football. That midfield next year, that West Ham midfield, as we're recording this, is going to be Ward-Prowse.
It's not going to be anyone. They haven't signed any of them yet.
It's going to be Ward-Prowse, Goretzka, and Paqueta.
And haven't they signed that lad from Ajax?
Oh shit! they did Alvarez. So they and I can't even see him getting the team.
No.
So they've got, or maybe Paqueta dropped. No, but you wouldn't drop Paqueta, would you? But that West Ham midfield's unbelievable this year.
Paqueta might be going to City allegedly, but I don't see it happening.
That will not happen. No way will that happen. Not when Cole Palmer's playing as well as he is. Weird, mate.
But this is everything that's wrong with football. This is why I hate football. Bournemouth and Burnley are outspending the likes of bloody Bayern Munich, Ajax. It's just fucking outrageous. I hate it. Bournemouth, fucking Brentford, fucking Fulham. All these teams just need to get in the bin.
Wolves are in trouble, aren't they?
Oh, Wolves are fucked, Mesh.
What are Sheffield United doing? It's like they want to get relegated. It's like they want to get relegated.
They sold Sandberger.
Yeah, to a relegation or to a team that got promoted at the same time as them. That defies logic. I do not understand it. And then they sold their best player last season to Marseille. It just doesn't make any sense.
And Dye's gone. Yeah, no, I think. But interestingly, if you roll back to last week and look at the predictions table, who was the only one who predicted Sheffield United to go down? Thank you. That stunned silence. I'll take as a thank you.
Well done, mate. Well done.
None of us picked Wolves.
I picked Wolves.
Did you?
I definitely picked Wolves.
Have I done that wrong then? Oh well.
I'm going back through my notes now. I had Wolves rock bottom.
Did you? So I'm the only one who didn't put Wolves to go down.
Yeah, Fez had them 18th.
It's good to know though that it's taken a week for our predictions to unravel in terms of Sheffield United.
I mean, Wolves are definitely going down. Luton, I still think, are going down. I can't see Ross Barkley saving them.
I think it's a good signing though.
What we said last week, where it's going to be an really open relegation battle, it's not, is it? It's going to be Wolves, Luton, Sheffield United. You'd have to have a really piss poor season for any of them to be finishing above you. If any of them finish above you, you need to have a long, hard look at yourself in the mirror, get yourself a new manager, get yourself a new director, probably even move cities. It's just fucking embarrassing.
Love that. What we're saying, we're on about MK Wolves.
Yeah, it might be necessary.
MK Wolves, or actually the way the world's going, it'd be Diria Wolves or Riyadh Wolves.
Al Shabab Wolves FC.
Actually, it'd be even better than that. It'd be something like it'd be the Jeddah Super Wolves.
The Jeddah Super Wolves.
I'd watch the Jeddah Super Wolves.
I would, mate. I'm staunchly against sports washing, mate. I don't follow any of that.
Don't follow it. All right. I'm pro it.
You're pro sports washing.
Well, I'm pro sort of Saudi involvement in sports. Like very pro.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It's just people investing in sports. I can only see as a good thing for sport itself. Maybe not for the wider world, but from a sports point of view, it can only be a good thing if people are investing. So look at. I know this is not a golf podcast, but look at the Live Tour. I
thought they've merged with the PGA Tour now.
Yeah, but who won that? Like realistically, they won to the competitor, the PGA, and the PGA had to merge with Live. That was PGA forced the move. That's a win. They broke the stats pro and golf.
Yeah, I take it. I just disagree. I think I agree with you on the money aspect, but I disagree with you on the political aspect. Boys, I interrupt this segment. Something just popped up on my phone. Brighton's relegation has just been confirmed. Nathan Jones has predicted nothing but a rise from them. So they're sinking like a bloody stone. They are down. They're gone.
Is that half the Nathan Jones thinks they'll stay up?
Nathan Jones, what's he said? Let me find it. It's only going one way for Brighton, and I believe he's suggesting that way is up. So they are League 2 in 5 years. Mark my words.
So we got. I'm removing all my Brighton players from the fantasy team. That's like
Yeah.
Nathan Jones is a kiss of death, isn't he?
He is. He's just my fantasy team's named after him this year.
What have you called it?
Nathan Jones Barmy Army.
Oh right, so not like a pun or not. It's just literally.
It's not a pun. I tried puns. I tried fittest man in year, all that sort of stuff, but nothing sounded good.
You tried all the Nathan Jones based puns.
I tried them all. I sat in a pub for a good 20 minutes.
That's gone. That's I really like that. I really like that. Has you eaten?
Almost.
What is happening?
Oh, boys, I think I've been subtly. Well, I joined the Bewley Fantasy League and was told there was a £10 buy-in, but I haven't paid my £10 buy-in yet. And the league's name has just changed from Bewley to Bewley £10.
Oh, Jimmy Dickens told to pay up.
Do you think someone was making a not very subtle hint?
No, I think you'd be ousted there. Yeah, pay up. Next thing you know, Billy Murphy's going to come round with the old baseball bats, be kneecapped, wouldn't he? Be kneecapped from a person dressed as a Victorian housewife.
Will I, mate? Bloody.
No, someone's going to come round, knock on the door. It's a stick with a baseball bat. Have you boys not heard of K.O. Klausvik?
K.O. Klausvik?
You know the team from the Faroe Islands that are guaranteed European football next year?
No.
What group stages?
Yeah, so Klausvik, team from the Faroe Islands, beat Hungarian champions Ferencváros last week.
No, they didn't.
Yeah?
How have I not heard about
The
that?
Faroe Islands champions, Klausvik, have beaten Ferencváros, the biggest team in Hungary, with a massive massive stadium. They also won on away goals to BK Häcken, the Swedish champions.
Oh.
On Tuesday night, they beat Molde, the Norwegian champions. If they win this next game, they're in a Champions League playoff.
They beat Molde.
Yep, beat Molde at home 2-1. If they can get a result away in Norway on I think Wednesday, they're in the Champions League playoffs.
Who do they play next?
Molde, they got Molde away.
Oh, they haven't. Oh, but they beat them in the first leg.
Beat them the first leg at home. Molde. How good is that for football? A team from the Faroe Islands in a Champions League playoff.
That is what the Conference League. Wait, Champions League.
Champions League.
Nah, there's no way they're playing the Champions League.
Have you not seen this?
Does this mean they're guaranteed a Europa League spot then?
They're guaranteed conference at the moment. If my calcs are correct, they're guaranteed conference.
Yes, they are. Yes, because this isn't the playoff round. Yeah, this
they're guaranteed
is
conference group stage.
That's mental. That's what the Conference League's for, though. That's mental.
So if
How have I not heard of this?
Sorry, they're not. So if they get a result on Wednesday, Champions League, and if they get a result, I'm making them the official team of the pod. I'll get the shirt.
Gillingham with the official team of the pod.
No, the official nemesis of the pod.
Oh, okay.
The dream scenario, what we're going for, is a Klausvik Gillingham preseason friendly game.
That would be wild. Imagine we could get them down at Wimborne. That would be crazy.
Why the fuck would it go down to Wimborne?
Klausvik, that's the same level, aren't they?
Klausvik, mate, they're Champions League playoffs, mate.
Yeah.
Wimborne aren't even Dorset Cup playoffs.
Mate, stick Oakley Hanger in that Klausvik team. Oh, they're straight through to the Champions League group stages, I'm telling you. Him on set pieces. Oh, you think James Ward-Prowse is good? Oh. Anyway, do you want to do your little outro and then we'll...
Nah, Fez is outro, mate. Fez is on outros.
Oh, is he?
What? No, I'm not.
Fez always does outros. Fez, you got to do the outro.
I've got it in the bag, boys. I've got it in the bag.
Jimmy, here we go. And to see us off, Jimmy bye.
You've been listening to the Concourse Club.
and for Fez to see us out.
You've been listening to the Concourse Club. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Love you.